Hi, welcome. Enjoy the content, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Lillian came home from work with a subtle smile on her lips. She left her shoes in the corner of the living room and went straight to the bathroom, where she spent almost 40 minutes getting ready. Daniel was finishing up dinner, and although he hadn't mentioned any specific reason for all that effort, he thought it was sweet. Lately, the two had been drifting apart a bit. Routine had taken over, as tends to happen in many marriages. Still, he believed this dinner could rekindle something, maybe bring back some of the old lightheartedness. They sat down at the table. The initial silence between them was normal. Both were tired from the week. Between bites, Lillian started talking about the office environment, possible internal restructuring, layoffs, new goals, and a potential leadership position that would be created. Daniel listened carefully, interested. She'd always been ambitious, and he admired that. Her career mattered. But as she went on, the details started feeling uncomfortable. She said Adam, her boss, was the one who would choose who got promoted. She said he didn't show clear preference for anyone, but he kept a selective closeness with certain female employees. Daniel wasn't sure where this was going, but he stayed quiet. Lillian put her fork down, looked at him firmly, and said what she'd been rehearsing for weeks. She told him she had made a decision that might sound crazy at first, but that it was strategic, rational, and even selfless. She said that on Friday, after work, she would meet Adam at a hotel. He had invited her. And she had accepted. She explained it would be a one-time thing, no emotional involvement, no real consequences. She would do it for both of them. To guarantee stability. She said she was tired of watching her coworkers move forward while she stood still. That promotion would give her the recognition she deserved. One night to change everything, she summed up. Daniel paused. He didn't respond right away. He tried to figure out if this was some kind of test, a provocation, or just an ill-timed confession. But her face was serious. There was no joke, sarcasm, or regret. Just conviction. Like she was explaining a business decision. He stared at her for a long time. His chest tightened, his stomach churned, his mind trying to organize his thoughts. His world was collapsing and she didn't even notice. Or maybe she did and just didn't care. She said she had thought long and hard before telling him, and that she preferred honesty. That it was better to tell the truth than to hide it. She hoped he was mature enough to understand. That it was just sex. No weight. No emotional betrayal. Daniel picked up his wine glass, gently swirled the liquid around, and drank it all in one go. She kept her eyes on him, maybe expecting a scandal, an explosion, some reaction that confirmed how serious what she had just said really was. But he stayed still. He said he understood how important her career was to her. He said he respected her ambitions. Then he got up from the table. He went to the bedroom, grabbed his phone, checked a few messages, and sat in silence for a while, letting everything sink in. The dinner remained untouched. The smell of food no longer mattered. The taste didn't either. Lillian didn't push to keep talking. She just finished eating and went to the bathroom to take off her makeup. She seemed calm, like she had lifted a heavy weight off her shoulders. She believed deep down he would understand. That with time, this would be forgotten, maybe even forgiven. Daniel stayed there, motionless. He felt the ground firm under his feet, but everything inside him was shaking. Her words kept repeating in his head, like recordings. It's just one night. It's for us. It's just sex. Each phrase pierced him like nails in flesh. He went to bed later, when she was already asleep. He watched her face for a while. He tried to find there the reason why he once chose her. He searched for the woman with whom he had dreamed of building a life, starting a family, growing old. But he didn't find her. Instead, he saw someone who had crossed a line without looking back. who had reduced their trust into a simple transaction of interests. And in that moment, in the darkness of the bedroom, Daniel made a decision that would change everything. He didn't say anything. He didn't make promises or threats. He simply realized that from then on, he was already a different man. He woke up earlier than usual, made coffee, and left it on the table, like he always did. He left for work without saying much. On his face, an unusually calm expression for someone who had just been hurt like that. Because what was being born inside him wasn't anger. It was clarity. Clarity about what he wanted, what he deserved, and what he was willing to accept. Some betrayals don't need screams. They scream on their own, by the absurdity of their very existence. And Lillian's betrayal screamed loudly, even in complete silence. One morning, while she was taking a shower, he took her bag from where she had left it on the bed. Carefully, he placed a tiny microphone, hidden inside the seam of the side pocket. A discreet device, easy to camouflage. The gadget transmitted live directly to the app on his phone. Daniel tested it, heard ambient sounds, and breathed easier when he confirmed it worked perfectly. He put everything back and left the bedroom before she finished her shower. When she kissed him quickly goodbye and said it would be a busy day, he simply smiled and wished her luck. At 11:28 a.m., Daniel was listening clearly. Lillian was on the phone with a friend, chatting casually about weekend plans. Laughing, making light comments, seeming relaxed. The background noise included typing, footsteps, scattered voices. Suddenly, a male voice appeared in the background. It was Adam, her boss. Daniel recognized it immediately. He approached her office with his usual confidence. "Got a minute?" She answered yes, still holding the phone to her shoulder, asking her friend to wait a second. Adam entered and, without hesitation, closed the door behind him. The click of the lock was recorded. The tone of the conversation changed. You could hear him pulling up a chair and sitting right next to her. The sound shifted. Daniel now heard their voices more clearly. Lillian stayed silent for a few seconds, probably typing or trying to focus. Adam continued, "Friday night, everything still good, right?" She confirmed, saying she had already booked the room. Daniel heard everything. "I hope you're ready to move up. It'll be good for both of us." "Adam, relax. This is the office. Anyone could overhear," he laughed. Then came the muffled sounds. Kisses. The sound of her breathing speeding up. She whispered firmly, "Just kisses here. Nothing else. If anyone hears, it gets complicated. Relax." "I'm just celebrating early," Adam replied. Daniel closed his eyes, controlling his anger. The microphone kept transmitting. More kisses, whispered words, and then the sound of a chair sliding back. The conversation ended with Adam saying her promotion was guaranteed after that. Then he walked away. Daniel put his phone in his pocket and took a deep breath. There were no more doubts. And now he had proof. His plan was already in motion, but it needed adjustments. Daniel took another deep breath and dialed the number he had found on Lillian's phone a few days earlier. It belonged to Adam's wife. They had never spoken before. When she answered, her voice was cold, suspicious. "Hello?" He introduced himself cautiously. He said his name, explained who she was, and asked her to listen calmly because what he had to say involved both her husband and his wife. There was a pause. She didn't answer, but she didn't hang up either. So he continued. He told her he had noticed strange behavior from his wife, discovered she was planning an intimate meeting with Adam, and because of that, he had installed a microphone in her bag. He said he had just listened to a conversation between the two at work, inside her office. Kisses. Plans. Confirmation of a hotel meeting on Friday night. All recorded. Silence on the other end of the line. "I have the recording." I can send it to you. But not now. I want you to go there and catch them in the act. Vanessa exploded. In the act? Yes. Friday. They're meeting at the Monarch Hotel, room 1407. Check-in at 8 p.m. It's already booked under her name. I'll send the details by text. Vanessa responded angrily, but clearly, I'm going. And I'm filming everything. I'll ruin that idiot and that opportunist. Count on me. Daniel sent the location, the audio files, and every relevant detail. Time, reservation name, floor of the hotel. Everything. On Friday night, Lillian left home dressed like she was going to an important ceremony. She said it was a private executive event and it would be better to go alone. Daniel complimented her, held the car door open, helped with her bag, and wished her a good night with a smile she didn't understand. As soon as she left, he grabbed his phone and activated the live transmission from the hidden microphone. He heard her arrive at the hotel, speak to the receptionist, the elevator going up. Then footsteps in the hallway. The door opening. A little later, Adam arrived. He greeted Lillian with a satisfied voice. They said the setting was better than expected. Kisses, comments about the night they would have, promises about the position she would soon hold. Time passed, and not long after that, he heard a loud, sharp sound, a knock on the door, 3 times. What they didn't know was that Vanessa had arrived at the Monarch Hotel about 40 minutes before the scheduled meeting between Adam and Lillian. She checked in and discreetly requested a room on the same floor. She got 1406, directly next to the room where everything would happen. She walked in, locked the door, and turned off the lights. She let her phone charge and sat on the edge of the bed, heart racing but eyes steady. Every sound coming from the room next door felt like a sharp blade. She heard footsteps, muffled voices, some laughter. She knew it was only a matter of minutes. She waited for the perfect moment. When she sensed they were most confident and distracted, she stood up, grabbed her phone, walked out, and went straight to the door across the hall. She knocked hard. 3 times. It was time to turn the game around. Silence. Lillian asked who it was, her voice tense. Adam slowly approached. She went to the door, looked through the peephole. On the other side, Vanessa shouted, "Open this door, Adam. I know you're in there. And I know who's with you." The door opened. Vanessa walked in with her phone recording. Lillian tried to pull the sheet to cover herself. Adam stood frozen, unsure whether to run or try to explain. "That's your idea of a promotion, Lillian?" Vanessa yelled. "This is how you earn a position? Sleeping with someone else's boss?" Lillian tried to say something, but Vanessa cut her off. "You destroyed my marriage. And you're about to lose yours too. Because all of this here," she pointed the camera at the room, showing the two of them hiding their shame. Before leaving, she told Adam not to even think about coming home, then slammed the door without another word. And before reaching the lobby, she had already sent the video directly to the president's email. No cuts. No captions. Just raw, humiliating footage of everything that needed to be seen. Daniel received confirmation a few minutes later. A single message from Vanessa, "Mission accomplished." He took off the headphones, closed the phone app, and stayed quiet. There was nothing else to say. What began as a cold, calculated plan had now become final. The scandal was unleashed. And he was ready for the next step. In the days leading up to the hotel meeting, Daniel didn't stay idle. While Lillian slept, while she talked about meetings and fake gatherings, he had already contacted a lawyer specialized in divorce. He explained everything in detail, showed the audio recordings, attached evidence, and asked for speed. He wanted everything ready to act as soon as the plan was completed. And it was. The divorce papers were already printed, the finances organized, and the lawyer was prepared to file the case the same day. He also spoke with the bank manager, created a new account solely in his name, separated assets, and made digital access ready for execution. He just waited for the right moment. When his phone vibrated with Vanessa's message, "Mission accomplished," Daniel took a deep breath and sprang into action. He opened the banking app, transferred all funds from the joint accounts to his new personal account, cancelled Lillian's cards, and blocked her access to the system. Then he accessed the smart lock at home and changed the code. All within less than 10 minutes. The house that used to be a shared home was now locked down. He prepared an envelope with the divorce papers, signed by him and ready to be delivered, and left her suitcases in the garage with clothes, shoes, and basic items. Almost an hour later, around 11 p.m., Lillian parked her car in the garage and tried to enter through the front door. The keypad rejected the password. She tried again. Nothing. She knocked on the door, nervous, calling for Daniel. From the other side, he answered firmly, without opening the door, "These are the divorce papers. Your bags are in the garage. Grab them and leave." An envelope slid under the door. She picked it up, trembling, opened it, and saw the documents with his signature and the realization that everything had been prepared in advance. She tried to justify, "Daniel, wait. I did this for us. For our life. It was an opportunity." He replied sharply, "You did it for yourself. And now you reap what you sowed." She stood there for a few seconds, eyes watering, heart pounding. Then she walked to the garage, grabbed her bags, and returned to her car. Not knowing where to go, she decided to go back to the hotel. Maybe Adam could help her. When she knocked on the door, he was still there, sitting on the edge of the bed, phone in hand, pale face. He opened the door without a word. Lillian walked in, trembling. "Did they see the video?" she asked. Adam didn't answer right away. He just looked at her and said, "The CEO just called. We're fired. Both of us." She sat on the edge of the bed, silent. Then she asked, "What now? What do we do?" He gave a humorless, tired laugh, There's no we, Lillian. I'll figure out what to do with my life. Well, it'd be best if you disappeared from my sight. You brought nothing but ruin." She begged, "Can I stay here tonight?" Adam was direct, "No. Leave." She grabbed her bags again and left the hotel with no destination in mind. She called a friend, who took her in out of pity. She slept on a mattress on the floor, hearing messages from family members criticizing her and news spreading rapidly at work like wildfire. Over time, the scandal became public. Adam lost his marriage. Vanessa filed for divorce citing adultery, revealing enough details to prevent any chance of reconciliation. Lillian also officially divorced Daniel, but got nothing. Co-workers chatted in messaging groups, screenshots and videos circulated on internal forums. Neither Adam nor Lillian managed to find new jobs quickly. Adam's name, once associated with leadership and results, was now synonymous with betrayal. No company wanted to take the risk of hiring him. Lillian, alone, jobless, homeless, and divorced, ended up depending on others' kindness. And Daniel? He didn't look back. Because those who plant destruction will one day find themselves harvesting exactly that. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any updates. See you next time.